Good day, champs. This is your guardian, Anthony Phillips Njoko, the founder of 10x Digital Lane. And I want to welcome you to today's market fundamental and technical breakdown for the time period of April 7th to the April 11th, okay? And today's market fundamental and technical breakdown goes like this. We will analyze the technical chart first, Euro USD, AUD USD, gold, and then Bitcoin. When we're done with that, we'll also dive into the fundamental charts and share with you some opportunities that can help you build your confidence and capacity as a trader. So if this is your first time, thank you and welcome to our channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and share this content with your friends and family. And if this is not your first time, I want you to watch this video to the end because a lot of opportunities will be dropped for you. So right now, you should be able to see my stream on Euro USD. How we analyze our market is we don't just come and start talking about the market. First of all, we show you what we pictured for the market last week. And then after we show what we pictured for the market last week, we then tell you how this picture played out before we forecast the future. So for last week, you can see Euro USD went according to plan. The market opened up here on Monday. The market opened up here on Monday, and we told you guys Euro USD is going to head towards this demand zone. And from the demand zone, we expect it to shoot up to this supply zone. What did Euro USD do? It head towards demand zone, ranged ultra Wednesday, and then as at Wednesday evening, it shoot up massively. Came back to this supply zone, okay, retested it as a reoptimization zone, and is now shooting up again. So Euro USD is strictly on a bullish run. So right now, our last week forecast was accurate. Let us now update this week's forecast. We start with the weekly time frame. This is a new month of April. So what we do on the weekly time frame is that we're going to place this weekly high, this previous week high, we place it over here because this was last week and this is the highest point of last week. Then this weekly low, we place it over here. Then that's all we do for the weekly time frame as at now. Okay. Then if you also look at the weekly time frame, you can see that the market is approaching a level of supply of a prevailing trend line on the weekly time frame. It's approaching a level of supply. So that's just what I see on the weekly time frame mainly, which we can expect some rejection coming in shortly. So with that said, let's go to the daily time frame. Then on the daily time frame, this is the daily demand over here. This is daily demand. This candle over here, because the candle the market came towards the last red candle before the market shoot to the upside. So that's the daily demand. And then for the daily supply, I currently see this is the daily supply I currently see the market is currently going to head towards, which is over here. Okay. So with that said, we now head down to the what? And you can see the prevailing trend line is as clear as possible. The prevailing trend line is an uptrend. So if I'm to draw the current prevailing trend line, 2 touches is just all we need. Okay, this is the prevailing trend line. And then we go to the 4 hours time frame. Then on 4 hours time frame, I can see a 4 hours demand zone and a 4 hours reoptimization zone. This is a reoptimization zone over here. And then a 4 hours demand zone over here. The 4 hours demand zone over here. So basically, from what I see on Euro USD, my bias is from this reoptimization zone, the market has already started pushing to the upside. Any little push to the downside, any little correction to the downside, we can still expect what another buy setups to the upside for Euro USD. Okay, so this is the major picture. Any little drop down to give us a discounted entry, enter. So we have a buy coming in for Euro USD before there's going to be a massive drop. But what I'm just saying, let us focus on this buy to the upside because we have a daily demand zone over here. Good. We have a daily demand zone over here, which the market needs to get towards. And also we have a supply zone. Let me mark it. This is the supply zone. So this is supply zone we expect the market to come towards on the 4 hours time frame. Let's extend it to the current market. Boom. So this stands. Any to push back, we expect the buys towards what this supply zone for Euro USD. So from there now we can now start expecting what a drop. But I'm not calling out this drop yet. Let us just take these buy setups first for Euro USD. Then the next is XAU, sorry, AUD USD. What was our bias for AUD USD? So our bias for AUD USD, you can see it here that it's not hidden. On Monday, we told you guys that we were expecting to start buying from it to this supply zone. And what the market do? The market was on Monday started buying straight to this demand supply zone. And when it got to this supply zone, what the market do? The market crashed. The market crashed. This is not us making up things. This, if you go to our YouTube channel right now, go and check our analysis 31st of March to the I think 4th of April, you will see this analysis. Okay. We told you guys this was Monday. This was Monday. We analyze market every Monday in the morning. So you guys, from this point, we're expecting ADS to move to the supply zone. Exactly, that's what ADS did. It moved to the supply zone. After it got to the supply zone, what do you see? The market crashed. So we didn't really forecast the crash, but we forecast what the buys. So with that in mind, now let us now update this market. To update it, to start with the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, what we do on the weekly time frame is that we first of all what mark the previous week low and previous week high. If the previous week low is taken, we go lower. If the previous week high is taken, we go higher. So with that in mind as well, man, ADUSD is dropping significantly. And there is chances that we're going to have what on the weekly time frame, based on what I can see, we're going to have what a correction towards one more drop. So once the market completes or fulfills this correction, we can be aiming for about a 600 to 700 pips drop on AUD USD. 600 to 700 pips drop on AUD, because on weekly time frame, I've seen that structure has changed. There is a change of structure over here on the weekly time frame. Okay. So the more you see a structure on the higher time frame, the lower time frames must respect. They must follow along. So with that in mind, let's go to the daily time frame. So in daily time frame, what do I see? Easy. There is a supply zone here on the daily time frame. And now the prevailing trend line has been broken. A counter trend line has been broken. So what we're going to see now is we're going to mark out the current daily demand. Can I spot any daily demands? One, let me go to the back. Okay, good. Fantastic. So we come over here. Let's spot the daily demand. So on a daily demand I can spot, I see this daily demand over here, but a daily demand that has not fulfilled efficiency, that's it. This is the one. This is daily demand that has not fulfilled efficiency yet. This one, good. So boom. So we go to the current market price right now. So what I can see for AUD USD is quite attainable. We're going to have a corrective structure. And I can see market is already building up for that corrective structure. So on the 4 hours time frame, I see a 4 hour supply over here. This is the candle. Let's update this. This is the candle over here. Boom. So basically what I can see is there is also going to be a demand zone over here, but I need to go to the past. I need to go to the past to spot that demand zone on the 4 hours time frame. So let's see if we can get that in line. Market has memories. Let's go to the past. Let's go spot that demand zone. Let's get the rating. Let me adjust this very well. We can't go further than that. Okay, it's fine. So we just have to place it around that region. We can't go further. So what I see literally is we have a corrective structure on AUD. This is our forecast for this week. The corrective structure for AUD towards this level for now. Let's just say corrective structure for now. And to also confirm that what banks we're looking at is this to this. Exactly. So we're expecting this correct structure towards this level. And let's say AD USD heading towards the 0.62166. So you see a buy setup taking. Although I can already see one, I can see Judas swing and a change of character and return to origin right now. But the thing there is that AUD is one of the weak currencies for today. So this is where what I see AUD doing for this week for now. So let's go to the next pair, XAUSD. So our analysis for XAUSD on spot. We told you guys XAUSD is going to come towards this 50% Fibonacci retracement point over here. See over here. I went out to smaller time frame. It tapped inside it because the market was here on Monday when we analyzed it. Told you it taps inside this box, this green box, or this fair value gap. We expect it to buy. And when it buys, it's going to buy towards and get towards this level. What was the level we gave you guys there? The level we gave you guys was 3,150. That's exactly what XAUSD did. That was the analysis for that day. So we're going to keep an eye for Euro USD for you guys. We're going to keep an eye on AUD USD, and once a signal is seen, we'll place the signal and then we'll see how the trade runs out. So, but for right now, XAUSD trade on spot. Let's update this particular market right now. Let's update this particular market. So, on this, this is the last week high. This is the last week low. Then you go to the daily time frame. On daily time frame, I can see a daily demand over here. Good. And then I can also see a daily, yeah, this is just a daily demand. And then I can see a daily supply over here. I can see daily supply over here. Let me delete this. Okay, good. Then we go to the 4 hours time frame. The prevailing trend line is still an uptrend. The trend has not been broken. So basically what I see on gold is that it's this previous week low, it has not closed lower than the previous week, and this was previous week high. Then this is a demand zone. This is 4 hours demand zone. This zone over here is 4 hours demand zone. This daily. Okay. What is this? I need to take this off. Okay. So basically what I see for gold as well, and there where is the supply zone? This is for the efficiency, and this has not. So this is the supply zone I see. So for gold, we expect gold to move up from here towards the supply zone. That's our forecast for XAUSD. From this region, it's going to move up towards the supply zone. That is 3,100. Yes. From here now, this level where it is, it's currently at $3,026 per ounce. But we're expecting it to head up to 3,100. That is roughly how many pips move? That's about 785 pips move or so. 785 pips move. Which with a one standard lot, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, guy. No, this is not 7. Let me confirm. This is 150 pips. No, that's 7,000 pips. So that's 7,000 pips. Because if I'm to place this way, this should help me way more better. And then this way. And stop loss could be below this psychological level. So yeah, that's roughly, this is 250 pips. And this is 750. Okay, I'm correct. 750 pips. Okay, so that's correct. That's correct. So that's what I see currently on XAU USD. Then the next on the list and the last on the list is Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin, let's start with the weekly time frame. Our forecast for last week, we already said we sent a signal last week, so we made money. Monday, we sent a signal on Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin. Okay, as at last week Monday, we told you guys to buy Bitcoin, and it hit our target. We told you guys buy at 32,000, stop loss at 31,000. Sorry, 82,000, stop loss at 81,000, and take profit at 85,000. It went to our target. Okay, so if we want to see this trade signal, so it doesn't be like we are saying what we didn't do, the link is on the description. Okay, our Telegram link is on the description to our free group, our Forex free group, our crypto free group on WhatsApp and on Telegram. Just go to the description, you will get the link there. Okay, and I'll also share the link tree with you on this video call. So with that in mind, on the weekly time frame, let's update the weekly time frame first. This is the previous week high, and it has already broke. The Bitcoin has already broke previous week high though. No, I didn't get that. And then the previous week low. I want to mark out the previous week low. This is the previous week low over here. You know, I didn't get the right one too. I meant to get, there is a particular one that is here. Let me pick it up. I think this is, yeah, this is it. Then this previous week low. And you can see the prevailing trend line is a downtrend. Okay, so literally, if you're to say Bitcoin is having a correction, you take this Fibonacci from swing low here to this swing high, where banks are probably looking at is the 50, 62, and 76% Fibonacci retracement point. It has passed 50, it's heading towards the 60 right now. And this is like the 62 Fibonacci retracement point level. So with that in mind, let me delete this. What did I delete now? Let me test something else. This is what I already delete. Then we go to the daily time frame. Then on the daily time frame, what do you see? I see a daily supply zone, and this is the daily supply zone over here. This is daily supply zone over here. Then the daily demand zone. The demand zone I see is over here. So we have already spotted the daily demand zone. Let me now clean every other thing. This is a demand zone. Clean them. Good. So let's go to the 4 hours time frame. The prevailing trend line is a downtrend. Then this zone over here has been broken as well, which could also be used as a reoptimization zone. This zone can be used as a reoptimization zone over here. Okay, good. So over here now, let's move this to the current 4 hour supply zone. This is current 4 hour supply zone. So based on what I can see, we need a correction on BTC. Okay, we need a correction because the demand zones are way below here. Demand zones are way below here on BTC. Let me see if it's currently sitting on a demand zone. Oh, it's just sitting on a demand zone though. So let me go to the past. Let me see where that zone is spotted. Okay. And it's a 4 hours demand zone, which has not fulfilled efficiency, but it just came to fulfill that efficiency. So if I mark it out here, yeah, we could probably be seeing some reversals coming for Bitcoin from there. But the overall trend, guys, is to sell. We're heading to 68 or 68K. So this is more like a 4 hours demand that the market is playing around with right now. So from here, we can basically see some kind of push up. So this is what I see for Bitcoin, and then on that drop. So the drop can come towards this demand level here. But let me see minimum here first. So we'll be monitoring this. Once we see the entry criteria, we'll call out the trade. The minimum, the maximum, because this is a reversal you're trading though. The maximum level we can take profit is going to be within this region, this 62 region, which is 80,000. Yeah, let's just say $80,000 per Bitcoin. So from where it is 76, you can buy to 80,000 and now start waiting for the sell setups to come in again. So that's what I see literally for Bitcoin right now. So this liquidity has been taken also. Liquidity has been taken. So the sell structure is still, but if you want to be patient overall, just wait for the sales. You want to be very, very patient and get a trade that you would not like have skeptic thinking. Just wait for the sales. So that's it for BTC USDT. So if you are interested to join our academy, if you're interested to join our group, okay, our WhatsApp, Telegram, just click this link on the description. It says linktree/tonyfx.com. Once you do that, you scroll to the end, you see our LinkedIn page, our Twitter page, our Instagram, Facebook community, TikTok, our WhatsApp free signal group, our Telegram group, you understand? For Forex and for crypto. This is for Forex. This one that says Forex maybe this is for Forex. Then this one that says 10 digital in Telegram is for crypto. Then if you want to get funded, we recommend 10 trade, okay, to get instant funding. Okay, and you can get up to $50,000 up to $200,000. Then over here is the coin market caps. You can sign up for coin market cap as well. This is a crypto tool we use to vet cryptocurrencies. Then this trading view we use to analyze the market. These are recommended crypto broker, KuCoin, Binance, and these are recommended forex broker, HFM, XNES. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like we just hit 40,000 views on YouTube yesterday, and I'm so glad. It's a building block. Okay, we started this channel about 2 years ago, and we have been building. I know surely someday we're going to hit 40,000 subscribers. Okay, so this is our YouTube channel. Click on that YouTube channel right now and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can help us achieve that goal of hitting 40,000 subscribers. Then you can also come over here and become a student, learn how to trade and invest in Forex and crypto. You can schedule a meeting with me. If anything I've said is confusing to you, schedule a meeting with me. You sit down on the meeting and ask your questions. I verify and also clarify the whole situation with you, and then we'll be able to move to the next step. Over here is our store link. For those who are in UK, Germany, Spain, wherever you are, as far as you have your phone and internet connection and you have a payment card or payment bank, you can be able to use seller.co to send payments to us directly to our payment gateway. So once you click on this seller.co, it's going to take you to our store. We have a store, and the store is over here. Inside the store, we have some freebies. Like I told you guys when we started, we have an opportunity for you guys. We have some freebies you can grab. The freebies you can grab is this our book, How to Make Six Figures in 6 Months Without Owning a Property, and also how to become a passive income machine trading the crypto and Forex market. These are two freebie books. You can just download them for free. Just put in your name, your email, and your phone number, and then you can be able to download it and get it in your inbox. So then over here is our VIP signal group. In our VIP signal group, it costs this amount, 15,000 naira in my currency, Nigerian naira. And we treat everybody in the signal group like royalty. Okay, we give you guys one-on-one guidance. We give you guys personal attention. We give you guys listening ear to make sure that we get your problems, and they'll give you a clarified solution to be able to tackle those problems professionally. And we also have this daily analysis session. Okay, London session by 9:30 and also New York session by 1, whereby we'll sit down and analyze the market just like we did right now. You will see a trading opportunity. We call the signal for you. You can utilize this opportunity and place trades in our account. If you go through our group, okay, our Forex group, you'll be able to see signals we sent on Friday before the non-farm payroll. It was top notch, Euro USD, hit take profits. Then also on Thursday, GPJPY, top notch, it hit take profit within 2 hours of placing the trade. That's what proficiency and what professionalism when it comes to trading the Forex market. And we give these signals to the VIP. We don't just send it to everyone. So if you want to gain access to such services, just come over here, pay, feel confident, and then gain access. Then over here is our course. You're going to learn how we analyze this market, what we're talking about, the language we are speaking, the way we think when we look at this market, and the view we have. Just come over here. You can now pick a package, a month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year package. And then these are different packages with different benefits. If you go for the 6 months package, for the 1 year package, we're going to give you a $1,000 funded account when you're done with your learning process. You're also going to pass through our examination. Once you pass, you'll be added to our analysis team, whereby once we have an account, we can give it to you and you can be able to trade this account and make profit for yourself and for the academy. So that's the benefits you have by being part of our analysis team. Then the Forex Mastery, you can get this PDF, which gives you the basic terminologies, the basic view of the market, the psychology you need to apply, how we spot these particular types of trade opportunities, and also how to apply risk management while trading the Forex market. So what are you waiting for? Procrastination is a thief of time. Come over here if you want to try the free, try it out first. Then if you're confident enough, you can then go for our services. We'll be adding more books along the line. We're adding more courses, and we're adding more opportunities along the line on this our store. So always come and check it out. So over here is the calendar for the week. We want to check the calendar for the week to know the news event that is going to hold down on this week. This has to do with geopolitical events. Anything has to do with CPI, retail sales, and so on and so forth. So this is Monday already. We had in the morning for Euro, We have the money balance of trade, okay, which has to do with the total imports minus total exports in a particular region. So if the imports are more than the exports, it is a trade deficit. If the exports are more than the imports, it's a trade surplus. So the import here is higher, which here it is 17.7 billion, okay, which they were expecting it to be 17.8 billion, which is lower, okay. So it is bad for Euro, Germany to be precise, okay. But overall, Germany is on a trade surplus. They are not in minus. They are on a trade surplus. It's just that the expectation analysts saw was meant to be 17.8 billion, but it turned out to be 17.7 billion. If you see, the previous figure was 16.2 billion euros, okay? So they are still on a trade surplus. So no hard feelings here. I just think that it's just because of they came short of expectations. Then the next is by 10 o'clock West African time, we have retail sales month over month, which has to do with the sales of goods and services by retail stores. And over here, we have expectation to 0.5%. Previous is minus 0.3%. If you see a figure higher than 0.5%, it is good, or exactly 0.5%, it is good for Euro. If you go lower than 0.5%, it is bad for Euro, okay? The same thing for year over year. They're expecting it to be 1.8. They're comparing last year February with this year February, okay? So last year February was 1.5%. They're expecting it to be 1.8% this year February. If you see a figure lower than 1.8%, it is bad for Euro. If you see a figure higher than 1.8%, it is good for Euro. Then for Tuesday, we have Westpac consumer confidence by 1:30 a.m. for AUD. That's to do with the consumers in Australia. How are they feeling right now? Just like in our country, Nigeria, a lot of people are not really feeling happy consuming their money because they are like, I used to buy this for 15,000, now it is 115,000 or so, something like that. So that's what we mean when we say consumer confidence, the change. And then over here, they're expecting it to be what, 4%. And then I now say April can be minus 0.9%. Remember, due to the tariff shock we had last week, Wednesday, Friday, AUD lost figures of minus 3.43%, the lowest since 2012. They have not been that low. The value of the currency have not gone be that low since 2012. So consumers will not be that happy. Okay, so literally, if this news turns out negative, AUD should be weak. If it turns out positive, AUD should be strong. Higher than minus 0.9%, so AUD should be strong. Okay, so that's what I see. Then business confidence. What are the business saying? Are they optimistic about the future? Are they pessimistic? Do they think that this economy that we're operating is our business? Is it going to be more of tax, no profit, or are we optimistic that the economy is going to develop suddenly and then we make some profit? So over here, they're saying that the previous figure is minus 1%. They're expecting it to be minus 3%. If you see a figure higher than minus 3%, it is good for AED. A lower than minus 3%, it is bad for AED. Then for London session, we have an ECB speaker, which is Gooddock, speaking by 10 a.m. No headlines yet. Then in the New York session, we have IV PMI for Canada, okay, which is, we have a figure of 35.2. If you see a figure higher than 35.2, it is good for card. A lower than 35.2, it is bad. Then Wednesday, we have the consumer confidence. Consumer confidence, that has to do with how the people in Japan are confident about the consumption of goods and services. Okay, so over here, they're saying that this is by 6 a.m. West African time on Wednesday. If you see a figure higher than 34.9, it is good for Japanese yen. If you see a figure lower than 34.9, it is bad for Japanese yen. That's just how it is. Then we have FOMC minutes that will be spoken about by the Joe Pearl by 7 p.m. on Wednesday. It has to do with FOMC. Okay, then on Thursday, we have the major news, New York session, inflation, CPI, okay? So literally last week, Friday, John Powell said that due to the tariff shocks that is going on, that inflation is going to increase. Okay, it's going to increase with time. And Trump was telling Powell that he should start cutting interest rates. He should cut interest rate. This is the best time for him to cut interest rate. Why Trump was literally informing Powell to cut interest rate and to stop all these political influences he's playing with the market is that rich people, once inflation is going to set in, rich people want to have lower interest rates so they can go and get money from the bank in credit. Okay, so they can be able to borrow billions of dollars. Okay, and when they want to pay interest, they can pay like 1% interest or 1.5% interest, which is actually ridiculously low okay, because they have good credit and they have businesses backing them, and then the banks like to give them because they know that their net worth is higher than that amount they're even going for. Okay, so literally that's why Trump was saying he should reduce so that rich people can take loans and then set up businesses, real estate, businesses, importation, because a lot of companies are leaving US because of the tariff. Okay, they cannot offer their services in US again because of the tariff. Okay, so they need big business owners to be able to take loans and fill up those gaps. Fill up those gaps. That's what Trump is trying to do. He wants them to fill up those gaps. When these businesses vacate eventually, like Chinese companies that have been that they impose 35% tariffs on them, Canada companies that they car manufacturing companies that they impose 30% tariffs on importations of cars, sorry, 25% tariff on importation of car. US businesses can now fill up those Chinese gaps. US businesses can now fill up those Canada gaps. That's the whole scenario here that's playing out. So if inflation increases, dollar should be strong. If inflation reduces, dollar should be weak. So the one here is CPI. That is 320. If you have a figure higher than 320 by 130, dollar should be strong. If you have a figure lower than 320, dollar should be weak. Then don't forget, we also have initial jobless claims. If you have a figure lower than 225, dollar should be strong. If you have a figure higher than 225, dollar should be weak. Then to wrap up the week on Friday, London session, we have good trades balance, non-EU for Great Britain pound. If we see this is a deficit figure, you can see minus 6.7 billion pounds. Okay, so if you see a figure higher than minus 6.7 billion pounds, Great Britain pound should be strong. If you see a figure lower than minus 6.7 billion pounds, Great Britain pound should be weak. Then GDP has to do with the growth. If you say if you go higher than 0.1%, Great Britain pound should be strong. By 7 a.m., if you say if you go lower than 0.1%, Great Britain pound should be weak. The same thing implies with this good trade balance for both EUs and both EUs, because here is non-EUs, European nations, but this is both EUs, okay? Then this is New York session, PPI, okay? It has to do with the price index for manufacturing. So if you have a figure of 0.2%, it is good for dollar. A lower than 0.2% is bad for dollar. Then Michigan consumer confidence, how the consumers in US are feeling. Okay, we have a figure that is higher than 54.5% is good for dollar. Lower than 54.5% is bad for dollar. So I want to tell you, thank you so much for watching to this point. Okay, if you want to be able to get more knowledge, get more insights on how you can trade this market, you can as well visit our website www.tenedigitallink.com. Over there, you can be able to see our introduction video about our company, and also you can be able to subscribe to our recommended YouTube channel. The links and everything is going to be on the website. Thanks so much for watching to this point, okay? And I wish you a profitable trading week. This is Anthony Phillips Njoko, and I'm signing out. Thank you. So please stay tuned. Stay tuned. Go to the